Hi, welcome to another episode of Sky Creations Footprints. This episode we're talking about green interior design and sustainable interior design. If you think about it, we spend 80 to 90% of our lives indoors, at home, at work, as well as at play. Interior designers will play a very vital role in all those green spaces. Most people will think about green interior design as using recyclable material, recyclable wood, recyclable paper to make those furnitures. It's more than that. It's about understanding our clients' habits and patterns of usage and how we can create solutions that will basically suit them in reducing consumption. So stay tuned for this episode to find out more. When we think about interior design, we think about visuals, drawings and renders. At Sky Creation, we like to call this process a digital prototyping process. Basically, by employing materials like this into our photorealistic renders, we'll be able to depict the actual materials and its texture and its glory in true photorealistic style. This is called the digital prototyping process. We'll be able to help the client minimize the possibility of wastages and help the client make a better and well-informed decision. Let us show you what we mean. When 3D visualization software was first introduced, it met with a lot of criticism as it was not as fluid as pen and paper. Neither was it extremely realistic. Moreover, it looked flat and unexciting. Eventually, technology caught up and we're now able to enhance our designing software with very accurate 3D visualizations and very accurate construction drawing software. By using these software, we're able to eliminate trial and error as every finish, every color, every texture is accurately depicted in its correct scale and proportion. We're also able to enjoy the savings of the digital age. What we mean by this is that we do away with papers, markers and color pencils, thus cutting down on a lot of unnecessary use of wastage of material. Also, as these drawings are very accurate, our clients can pick and choose their combination of colors and materials and have them visualized right in front of their eyes. All these are done without wasting any materials. Now that's going green. Once an accurate detailed drawing coupled with accurate 3D visuals are done, we reduce the possibility of errors, miscalculations and wastage of materials, thus being green in the process. The use of 3D technology together with good and careful planning enables the accurate calculation of the amount of materials to use, thus reducing wastage. We're also able to predict the outcome in terms of how things will look like in terms of proportion, finishing and overall design theme. We're here right now at Balestier Road in Singapore. This stretch of road basically have plenty of lighting shop as well as sanitary shop. Well, lighting shops like this carry a lot of green lights like LED lights as well as sanitary items like toilet bowls that basically show all the green labels. So come here and do your shopping. We're here in Exchange, an online portal that sells basins, toilet bowls, sanitary as well as lighting. Here I'm going to explain to you guys how to spot a green basin design, a tap as well as toilet bowl. For basins itself, I'm going to explain to you guys a good and bad design for a green design for the basin itself. The top part here are what I would consider bad design for the basins. The bottom one are better designs for basins. How is this so? Take for example the curvature. If you have flat surfaces like this, chances are you will have water residue ponding. And when the ponding settles and the water dries up, you will find stains left behind on the basin itself. That's not green because anything that's inefficient creates higher maintenance, it's not green. Curvature like this is much better. We also want to look for tap holes that's already on the basin itself. When you have a tap hole, that means that the mounting of the tap is on the basin itself and not onto the tabletop like this. If you have a tap that's mounted onto the tabletop, chances are you will have more to maintain. The tap itself may get loose, you will probably have water seeping through and making the cabinet at the bottom wet. So when you look for a basin, try to look for a basin that's nice curvature, has a tap hole at the top and not as a separate piece, and you will have a better efficient use of the basin. When we look for taps for basins as well as shower heads, we try to look out for the water efficiency labeling system. The WELS was actually introduced by the PUB of Singapore, and it's basically a very good indicator to tell us whether this product, like the shower head as well as the basin tap, are green. So the more ticks it have, the better it is in terms of its water efficiency. Now, what is so water efficient about this product is that it has a built-in aerator, and what the aerator does is that it introduces air into the water stream, thus creating an impression of a high pressure jet flow. For lighting itself, we try to use LED versions. This particular light itself, in the traditional past, we will probably be using fluorescent lighting. Fluorescent lighting would consume at least 20 to 30 watts. In its equivalent, we could be using the LED version that's using 13 watts or less. That's conserving energy. Well, another good point to note is that it does not emit any heat. Without any heat, your aircon does not work harder. If your aircon does not work harder, it will conserve energy. Something else to take note is that the typical lifespan of a fluorescent tube in this lighting would last between 500 hours to 1,000 hours. For the LED version, we're talking about 20,000 hours. If you were to on your lights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in a year, you'll be probably consuming 8,600 over hours. As I said earlier, these lights basically last 20,000 hours or more. Think about that.